Hey guys, it's Dylan, and I'm going to be talking about The Mask of Verdoy today. It is a historical fiction slash crime novel. It follows George Harley in London right after, I actually don't remember which war, but following one of the big wars and historical fiction, so it's obviously nothing too recent. But anyway, so it's nice because it follows the really the underbelly of London. It goes into the underworld, the darker stuff. It's definitely a darker book. I mean, pretty early on, they don't throw any punches. Not without giving too much of the book away. You're kind of following, amongst other things, a rash of terrorist bombings going on across the city. And pretty early on, it shows you, I mean, a pregnant woman being bombed. So they really, if you're into the darker kind of stuff, this would definitely be it. But it does have that dark humor to it. It's not, it's not too bad. It gives you something to laugh at every now and then. Definitely a longer book. I think it ranges around 400 pages, just over. So, but something I actually found a little hard to put down, but something that might take you a little while. Okay, so George Harley, he is not. I think I saw in one review or one thing about the book that he's a bit of an anti-hero because he's not your knight in shining armor per se. He's definitely he has he has contacts in some of the shadier parts of town. He's friends with the hookers and the thugs and the thieves, all the same. But it kind of shows you. It does. I kind of liked the fact that it showed that a lot of the hookers and the thieves and the thugs weren't exactly the bad guys. They didn't have the best profession, but they weren't exactly the bad guys. In fact, if you looked, a lot of the bad guys were the politicians going, trying to campaign, or the crooked cops or the people in power. But it definitely kept you on the edge of your seat at times. It was really good because he did include a lot about the actual time. It wasn't necessarily it wasn't all fabricated, obviously, by being a historical fiction, but he did a good job of combining things like the slang of the time, or I don't know, the way people acted, the overall character of the time. And I thought that was really interesting and fun to read. But yeah, for those people who like the darker stuff, it would definitely fit in there. It is a good crime mystery, and it almost has a bit of conspiracy to it, because the entire time you see the people like George Harley or the thugs, kind of talking about the politics, and then in the next chapter you'll see the politicians doing the same thing, but from their perspective. But yeah, just a little bit of a synopsis of the book is George Harley ends up coming across actually a male prostitute who gets murdered, which leads him onto this string of other murders throughout town, which then leads eventually connecting into the terrorist bombings, and kind of draws it all together. And he's paired with the new cop in town, and so it's kind of those two's partnership and the exact opposites, because the new cop's very by the book, whereas Harley's not at all. So it's kind of fun to see them arguing over the best way to pursue the problems. But yeah, The Mask of Verdoy, I really enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend it, but not just a quick light read, something you really want to kind of stop and think about and take a little while to absorb. But I guess that's it for that.